Hey my friends, this is Davey speaking. My brothers, while the world is distracted by the filthy World Cup, and honestly my brothers, to be completely honest with you, it's not something evil and terrible like people say. No, it only becomes evil and terrible when people make it the most important thing in the world. As if that mattered more than anything, when in reality, it should be treated like, for example, an episode of Chavez or an episode of Jaspion. It's really good, it distracts us, we have fun, and that's it. That's where it ends. Then you see people talking about it as if it were something super important, like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. Now, as long as people treat it like that, the system will use anything as a tool for manipulation. Because we have to learn, right? And this happens individually, it has to be each person. Look, for me, it's awesome. I like the game, I like the tactics, I like that spirit of camaraderie among the guys. You see a player moving up, spots another, and instantly makes the pass, knowing the other will move forward. The tactical setup is already there. Whoever notices these things sees how important soccer is in this regard, but not as something to numb us or something we should put as the first and most important thing in the country, right? If people matured to that point, there would be no problem at all. Now here's the thing, my brothers. The world is giving real signs of the turbulent times we're going through, so you can see. At a time like this, while people are watching the World Cup, there's a crazy amount of smoke, right? Insane fires. To give you an idea, let's watch the videos now. Otherwise, people say, I don't see it. So let's start with this one. Look at this. Look at this. Doesn't it seem like something out of a movie? When I saw this image here, I thought it was from there, man. I said, no, it can't be. This has to be from there. But no, it's real, okay? What you're seeing there is happening in Canada. Here it is. There's even an article about it. Here's a screenshot for you to see, okay? With smoke, just the smoke from the fires, forget it, right? Those areas that are burning. Just the smoke from the forest fire made the air in the city of Toronto the most polluted in the world. Man, look, if it doesn't get better, it could even, be that this city becomes uninhabitable, or in other words, isolated for a while. That could even happen, huh? The air quality in Toronto was ranked the worst among the world's major cities this Wednesday, September 15, 2026, while Argentina was crushing England. Go Messi. People were here, look, not even able to breathe while the smoke from wildfires from the province of Ontario covered the sky, see? Health alerts were issued and residents were advised to limit outdoor activities. The agency Environment Canada reported that air quality in Toronto reached level 10. Higher risk, classified as very high on the index that measures the impact of pollution on health. I have more images of this here. Family, I'm going to show you. Look at this one, man. When you're walking there, it looks like you're walking on Jupiter. Look at this, family. Doesn't it look like you're on Jupiter? If this were one of those old movies, you'd say, nah, the guy is on Venus, he's walking on another world. Man, this is surreal. I don't know if I would have come back. Look at this, family. Imagine that, right? Now, also imagine breathing that air, right? Because if it were just the color, whether blue or red, that would be the least of it, right? Now, man, the problem is the pollution, right? Looking at this, you know what I think, family? Our country is so rich, right? Honestly, God put this here. Look, I'm going to take these people and put them in the best region on the planet because look at what these people go through, right, my brother? And we don't have any of those problems. The problem here is the politicians. Look at this, family. If the guy is on the cable car, right?
Okay, you all need to hurry up here. Like, seriously, we're surrounded by flames right now. Look at this.
Man, they're going right through the fire. That's just standing still. Come on. Well, can you, the vehicle? I think it's stopped. And I'm still, right?
Yeah, this has to change really fast here, God.
Man, look at this, family. Yeah, I wouldn't wish a situation like this even on my worst enemy, man. I think it's a cable car. I don't know what this is. A little truck. I don't know. Looks like a little cable car, right?
Holy crap, it's all right. This kind of broke, so we're going to be fine now.
Yeah, it broke.
Whoa, look at that. There. Did the guys stay late now or what? Did you guys get this light?
Damn, man.
Look, they're singing. Look at the bird.
Hey.
It's a train. It's a train.
Train? Yeah, it's a train. Are you crazy, my brother? And the guys are just chilling with the fire right there. Look, damn, my brother, right? Man, there you have it. While that's going on over there, right? In Canada, it's like this. In China, the opposite is happening. They're getting destroyed by water, family. Look at these images here. Here we go. Keep looking at these images, all right? Meanwhile, I'll read the article about this for you. Man, look at this, family. See, this is happening at the same time, okay? Here's another CNN article for you. This one is dated the 13th. Floods in northern China leave neighborhoods submerged under 2 meters of water, 2 meters underwater. That's crazy, Cachoeira. Look at this, huh? State media says regions could face winds of up to 117 kilometers per hour, almost 120. Now, you know what's funny here, my friend? Look, state media, right? In other words, they don't allow other media in there to really say how things are. Only what the government allows to be said, right? And if we don't open our eyes, my brothers, Brazil has been leaning more and more towards China, right? And you are who you associate with. It's no use saying... Imagine this situation. You say, I'm honest, but I only hang out with thieves. The woman says, no, I'm very upright. I don't cheat on my husband, but I only hang out with women who cheat on their husbands. Are you going to trust this person? If this person condones this behavior, if the person likes to be on that side, sooner or later they're going to do it too. They already have, right? Let's put it this way, a tendency to go in that direction. Davi, but I've had friends like that and I never became a criminal because of it. Right? But you distanced yourself, didn't you? You didn't always hang out with that person. Maybe you met and became friends, hung out, then he turned into a criminal. You drifted apart, still talked sometimes, but the close friendship was gone. After all, you won't stay close to someone who's no good, right, my brother? So, it's the same thing. Brazil has been leaning a lot towards China, right? And I'm really afraid, and everything indicates that we're going to become a more and more authoritarian country. These floods are severe in Hebei province in northern China and in Liaoning province in the northeast of the country. They submerged roads and swept away cars. Videos shared on social media show people swimming or rowing through the streets, as you saw according to a resident's account reported by the local official media, which they're allowed to do, right? Just a reminder, the water level rose to more than 2 meters, you can bet. If the government said it went over 2 meters, you can put it at 6 meters, okay? After all, we saw houses being covered over there. It's also in the streets of Guangsheng, so they're saying it rose 2 meters in those streets of Guangsheng, the municipality in Hebei province. The city has about 240,000 inhabitants, quite a lot of people, and it's located on the banks of the Luan River. The floods happened after Typhoon Bavi, the strongest storm to hit mainland China this year, brought heavy rains to the east coast and violent winds. The city is densely populated in the region. So that's it, family. That's what's happening, right? And they're saying these storms can come with winds like that, right? With up to almost 120 kilometer, 117 kilometer per hour. So just imagine, right? It's only when the rain falls, right? And a lot of water falls, it's already complicated. Now imagine that being pushed by such strong winds because of this storm. Man, and all of this happening at the same time, right? So one part is really hot, right? Canada is on fire. And another part is being destroyed by rain. So, my brothers, we know that the Earth's magnetic poles are reversing the Earth's magnetic fields. Yeah, that's the logical explanation for this, even though they insist on blaming humans, right? Anyway, yeah, it's a debate that can't be had anymore. It's already been forbidden. There's no point in insisting on it. But we know it's really happening. No one can ignore that. There's a huge change happening on the planet, right? But everything indicates that... Anyway, I'm not going to say anything else. To make it clear that this really is the end times, my brothers, I'm not saying the world is going to end, but that it's the beginning of sorrows. Yes, I'm going to show this guy here saying that I found this video really interesting, which is here in Brazil. Family, I want you to pay attention, okay? That Molusco has now approved the 32% fuel blend, right? When you go to fill up your car now, it's going to be 32% alcohol in your gasoline, right? Tide selling is prohibited by the consumer code, but if it's the federal government, it's allowed, right? Celso Russomano votes in favor, right? Celso Russomano, who brags about being the creator of the consumer code. voted against his own code by approving this so-called fuel with no future, because that's what it's called, right? Fuel with no future, right? Then this guy recorded a video telling the truth. Listen to this.
The government just increased the amount of anhydrous ethanol in gasoline to 32%, and they say you should get ready because it's going to reach 35%. This doesn't just affect people who drive gasoline-only cars, it also affects those who sell these cars. If your car has a flex fuel engine, you're fine. Your engine was designed for this. But the government forgot that there are imported cars, old cars, with gasoline-only engines that weren't designed to run on this. With this percentage of ethanol, it's going to damage the engine, it's going to damage components. Now, my friend, think about the car dealer. He sold a car that was checked, everything was fine, the guy starts fueling up, a week goes by, a month, 2 months, the check engine light comes on, there's a problem. Where is he going to go back to? He's going back to the dealership for warranty reasons, but the dealership can't contact the government to complain. Do you know why? Because this decision was made as if the entire fleet, every Brazilian car, was flex fuel, and that's not true. There are old cars and there are imported cars. The fact is, you need to fill up at trustworthy gas stations. I know how hard it is to find one because we know very well how gasoline works in our country. But this decision that the government made, the one who will deal with the consequences is you. We can't call them at all and complain.
Hey family, why did I show that? What does that have to do with it? The world's calamity? Because look, it seems like God took the Brazilian people and said, look, my people, I'm going to give you peace. I'm going to give you tranquility. I'm going to put you in the best region in the world, in the richest and most prosperous lands, that land flowing with milk and honey. That's it. I'm going to put you there, okay? Be happy, evolve, grow, all right? And look at our situation, Canada. If there's a crisis there, the government has an excuse. Look, everything was on fire here, the trees, the forests, everything caught fire. It became the city with the most polluted air in the world. China can still look and say, look, there was a flood here, we're having problems because there was a flood, but not us. My brother's here, my brother, still. When it happens, you can't even compare these things. When there's a heavier rain, you see that the calamity is always caused by politics. That flood in Rio Grande do Sul, there are several, right, reports that they opened the floodgates. Something strange happened there, right? We see it here when it happens, here in the Northeast, Recife, my city here in Caruaru. It's always because of the lack of infrastructure. The water has nowhere to go. It's not that there was actually a calamity. It's just that there's nowhere for the water to flow. So other countries face natural disasters, but we don't. Our disasters are unnatural because they're caused by man himself, by the incompetence of those guys in charge. When he says no, but those who have flex fuel vehicles don't worry, they do have to worry. Why? Because you're going to pay for more expensive fuel. You're getting there. You bought your flex fuel car, you have the option to choose gasoline or ethanol. Depending on the price, you'll use one or the other, right? Now you're going to say, I want gasoline. I did the math. It's better for me to use gasoline. Even to preserve my parts more, because gasoline, whether you like it or not, has better lubricating properties. So let's say the parts stay better lubricated, and that's better. So, you want to put gasoline, but you're forced to take ethanol and pay for gasoline. You'll get ethanol at 35, 32 now, right? It will reach 35, but now it's already 32. So you'll pay for gasoline and get ripped off. That's what's going to happen to you if you have a flex fuel car, so you have that average. Look, my car does 12 km per liter with gasoline. I'll do 9 km per liter. You paid for gasoline, you put gasoline in your car, but ethanol came with it and you'll drive fewer kilometers with it. Not to mention that ethanol is more corrosive to these parts, right? The injector suffers more, the pistons themselves, everything will wear out more because of the ethanol. Even the car's exhaust, my brother. You can make some effort, I'll do it myself. I'm tired of fixing vehicles, so I'll make the extra effort to install it. Stainless steel. It's the only way because ethanol is extremely corrosive. So this one here, look, the whole if you have a flex fuel car, don't worry line is dumb, okay? Anyone who says that or feels that way is being naive. Okay, guys? We did it. So, you see these guys contradicting themselves in their own laws. Because I repeat, tide selling is a crime. But Celso Russo Romano voted in favor of it. Just like Nicholas did too, right? Unfortunately, blaming all of this on the PT would be dishonest on our part. You know I hate the Red Party. I think they're the biggest threat to the nation right now, but they didn't do this alone, no. Unfortunately, my brothers, this group that's in power sells out for almost nothing. Not even for the banana itself, just for the peel. It's a terrible situation, right? So that's it, my brothers. This is the news from around the world. To me, it's clear something big is happening. Structural changes on our planet. That's why you see these things. Alright, so that's it, my brothers. I'll stop here. Leave your opinion. Start protecting yourself now because you see what the government is doing and they're likely to do even more after all, right? It's broke, right? They used to say Brazil would go broke in 2027. It's already broke. That's it, my brothers. God bless you. Take care, and we're in this together. I'm out.